Welcome to HB Reddit Stories. Today we will see stories of r/am I the a-hole. Am I the a-hole for always putting my boobs on the table? So basically my group of friends, about 8 total, get together every week for D&D. There are only 2 women in our group, including myself. It's always at friend A's house because he's the DM and has his fancy table and his whole setup there. A has a fiancée who recently moved in with him. She's cool and I don't really have anything against her. She just has her own group of friends and doesn't have the same interests as us, or clique for a lack of a better word, with her husband's friends, us. She recently has been trying to get more into A's interests, so she has been there for our games. She doesn't play with us, just kind of watches and plays on her phone, which is fine of course. A has a table he set up specifically for the game, one with a recessed middle so we don't have to put away our stuff at the end. He just puts a leaf over the top to protect it. Because of that, in order to move around your character you have to lean forward or stand to be able to reach. Now I have big boobs. I'm not a particularly big woman, I'm like in my late 20s, 5 feet 4 inches, and 155-ish pounds with H-cup breasts. And yes, before you ask, I have already started the process of getting a reduction and I cannot wait to have this weight off of me. The problem is that when I lean forward to move my character, my breasts squish against the side of the table and after a while it gets uncomfortable and painful. So I've taken to lifting up a little and settling with my breasts sitting on the edge of the table. It doesn't push them up or call attention to them. To be honest, I don't even think it's noticeable. With the height of the chairs I can still sit normally with them there and lean forward without it hurting my boobs. I've been doing this for months and no one has said anything. But last week A's fiancée snapped out of nowhere and accused me of trying to put myself on display and to put my boobs away cause no one cares. I was shocked and didn't know what she was talking about at first, neither did anyone else until she pointed at my boobs and called attention to what I was doing. She got really upset and caused a scene and we ended the night early. She's still mad at me and doesn't want me to come over to the house anymore. I've apologized and said I'd try not to do it anymore and even told her how I'm going to get it reduced next year. She called me a show-off and is asking A to stop being friends with me. I'm at a loss. I do this all the time, I've even caught myself doing it at home with my own table without even thinking about it. Am I the a-hole? Top comments. Not the a-hole. She sees you as a rival. Many women make their men get rid of their female friends. I have been called a lot of nasty names and then comes the call that I can't see them anymore. As if I was interested. Blows my mind. All you can do is not do it with other women. Feel secure in yourself before creating a long-term relationship. Make sure that if there is flirting or advances from someone's man you shut it down. She's not trying to get involved in her fiancé's hobbies, she's been joining to keep her eye on you. Waiting for the flirting or trying to catch a stolen glance. The fact that nothing has been going on doesn't change the fact that she's crazy and jealous and shouldn't be getting married, but when she saw your breast she thought she finally caught you. What was the reaction of everyone else when she started yelling about the boobs being on the table? She comes to your D&D because she's jealous of his time with his friends. She is supervising his free time, looking for a reason to blow it up and put an end to it. You did nothing wrong, except for being the unwitting focus of her aggression. Not the a-hole. Next story. Am I the a-hole for turning a wedding dress into a cosplay rather than letting my cousin have it for her wedding? I, 27F, am an avid cosplayer, my girlfriend, 28F, and I go to all conventions we can and have a lot of fun making our costumes together and prepping for the year. 3 months ago I, my girlfriend, and my cousin, 30F, went around charity shops looking for pieces we could turn into cosplays. My cousin isn't a cosplayer but she tagged along as she likes a good bargain hunt. In the third shop we went to we found in the window an old school wedding dress. It had a few stains and minor rips but all in all was in good condition. My girlfriend and I joked with my cousin that she should buy it for her wedding, but she turned her nose up at it, stating she wanted brand new and she'd not be caught dead in an old-fashioned dress. We let it go and my girlfriend was the one to point out to me if we did some alterations it'd be a perfect dupe for Sarah's ball gown in Jim Henson's Labyrinth, which is our favorite movie. I realized she was right and asked her if she wanted to make this our next major matching costume. She agreed. For the convention season of 2025 we will be Jareth and Sarah. I bought the dress and my cousin made a few jokes about it, but we heard nothing back from her, not until 2 days ago. I've been posting progress of my dress on social media and it's finally done and looks amazing. My cousin told me she'd not found a dress she likes and I've done wonders with this dress, that she'd changed her mind and she'd be happy to meet the price I'd paid, £150, and even throw in an extra £100 for my time fixing it up. I laughed and asked if she was joking. She told me she was deadly serious and I told her that wasn't happening. This led to a fight and I was getting annoyed. My girlfriend took the phone at this point and told her she had her chance to get the dress, and that it's a cosplay now, not a wedding dress. We've since been bombarded by my family trying to get in contact, some pleading, some trying to cajole, and others straight up berating us for not letting my cousin buy the dress, or even better yet being a good cousin and gifting it to her, that I shouldn't turn a charity shop wedding dress into a costume as it stopped brides who really needed it having it. I'm getting stressed and upset with this, and my girlfriend is currently fielding any calls we get and telling them off for upsetting me. She's a wonder and I am so grateful to have her with me for this. Am I the a-hole though? I am starting to worry because of the widespread reaction. This is the first time I've bought a wedding dress to convert like this, but it was already damaged and I've brought it back to life. Surely it's better than it being ignored like it was? Top comments. Not the a-hole. She thought the dress was ugly and didn't want a thrifted dress for her wedding. She didn't see the dress's potential. After all your hard work and additional time and money, she realizes she made a mistake and now she wants a cheaper option for her wedding. Tough. She missed her chance with this dress. At most, I'd offer to go thrifting to find a new second-hand dress she can use. Assuming there is still time. Opie replies. Her wedding is in August of 2025, so there is for sure time. I'm not interested in doing work on a second dress for her after all this drama though, so I doubt she'd want that. Not the a-hole. I'd be questioning the story she has told the family too. Has she told them that she wanted the dress and you bought it out from under her? Opie replies. None of them have tried to scold me for buying it from under her, which with how they're complaining about everything else they likely would have heaped that on. So I think that's at least not the spin she's put on it, though you're right, I should find out exactly what she told them. Next story. Am I the a-hole for asking my roommate to flush her toilet paper and disrespecting her culture? To give some backstory, I, 19F, white, have been living with my college roommate, 19F, Hispanic, for the past 2 years. Last year, our dorm building only had community bathrooms, so I was completely unaware of her bathroom habits as we did not share this space. Fast forward to the current school year, we now have our own apartment where the two of us share a bathroom. After about a week and a half of living together, I started to notice a foul odor coming from our bathroom. I spent hours scrubbing the shower, sink, toilet, floor, and counters, but the smell did not go away. I convinced myself that it must have been the sink releasing some trapped gas from the pipes or something. I submitted a work order to have the drain looked at and called it a day. Another week goes by and the smell is almost unbearable. Maintenance still hasn't come, so I opened the cupboard underneath the sink to try and have a look for myself. When I open the door, my nose is violated by an odor one can only describe as a porta potty that has been sitting in full sun on the hottest day in July. I now realize where the stench is coming from as my eyes fall onto the trash can underneath the sink that is completely overflown with brown and yellow stained toilet paper. I walk directly over to my roommate's bedroom and confront her about this. I ask why she has been throwing her used toilet paper into our trash can rather than flushing it down the toilet. She tells me that it is Mexican culture and I wouldn't understand. I have never heard of this in my life, so I continue to question her about it. She tells me that everyone in Mexico throws their used toilet paper in the trash because the septic systems there aren't designed to withstand toilet paper being flushed down them. I believe myself to be a very understanding person, but this is just completely bizarre to me because my roommate has lived in the USA her entire life and has never even been to Mexico. I asked her if she wouldn't mind flushing her toilet paper in our apartment due to the horrific stench that had built up over the first few weeks. She tells me that this is a part of her culture and she doesn't appreciate the fact that I am not respecting it. She has been acting extremely standoffish and rude towards me since our conversation and I don't know what to do. Am I the a-hole for asking her to flush her toilet paper? Edit. Thank you to all of you who have responded. I am going to have another conversation with her about this issue and try to be less confrontational. For those accusing me of making this up, I wish I was. I can't say I blame you though. If I read a post this insane, I would probably think the same thing. Unfortunately, this is something very real that I am dealing with, and I was simply looking for some guidance. Top comments. LOL, she is no longer in Mexico, she can flush the toilet paper please. OP replies. She has never even been to Mexico, LOL. Not the a-hole. In places where they have to throw away toilet paper, they actually throw it away. Hiding used toilet paper is some seriously messed up crap she's doing. This is either a power play or something more disturbing. I'd be breaking that lease ASAP. Not the a-hole. First off, you guys have the proper septic systems in the US, so I bet if all those people lived in the US, wouldn't they gladly flush? She's acting like it's Day of the Dead and you destroyed all the candles on her ofrenda. Get out of here with that nonsense. She's just upset you're rightfully grossed out by a gross habit that her family household got her used to due to their foreign household getting them used to it due to the septic system. If she's still weirded out by it, then I would leave the trash in her car, and if she gets mad, say your culture brings trash to the dump since nobody leaves crap stained napkins and trash cans just radiating in the air. Next story. Am I the a-hole for not letting my brother attend our family's holiday because of his fiancée's cultural beliefs? 30F, my brother, 28M, has been dating his fiancée, 26F, for about 2 years. She's a great person, kind, smart, and loves him, but our families couldn't be more different. Our family is laid back and loud, and our holiday celebration is the highlight of the year. It's a big deal for us, with lots of food, drinks, dancing, and games. We go all out, and it's the one time we all come together to have fun without judgment. But my brother's fiancée comes from a conservative religious background with strict dietary and cultural rules. She doesn't eat pork, shellfish, or anything non-halal. She also doesn't drink alcohol or participate in dancing or games, which are core parts of our celebration. Last year, she joined us for the first time, and it was uncomfortable. My mom made separate dishes without pork or shellfish, and we toned down the drinking, but she still seemed out of place. She didn't eat much, didn't engage in conversation, and spent most of the evening sitting quietly while we celebrated. My brother looked tense the entire time, and the vibe felt off, like we were walking on eggshells. This year, my brother called me asking for more changes. He wants us to have a completely dry holiday, no alcohol, no pork, no shellfish, and to make the atmosphere more respectful by skipping the loud music and dancing. He said it's about making her feel comfortable and included, and that it's just one day, so why can't we make the sacrifice? I told him while I respect her beliefs, this is our family tradition, and changing everything for one person isn't fair to the rest of us. This holiday has been the same for decades, and it means a lot to us too. He got upset, saying that by refusing, I was excluding them and being disrespectful. I reminded him that we already made compromises last year, but she still didn't seem happy, so how far are we expected to go? I even suggested they do their own thing this year and we could catch up after, but he blew up, accusing me of pushing them out of the family. Now he's threatening not to come at all, and it's causing a major rift. Some of our family members think we should just go along with the changes to keep the peace, while others agree with me that it's unreasonable to ask everyone to completely overhaul our traditions for one person, especially when she doesn't seem to want to meet us halfway. My mom is caught in the middle and just wants everyone to get along, but no matter what, someone is going to be upset. Honestly, I don't want to exclude my brother, but I also don't want our holiday to feel like something it's not. Why should we have to change our entire tradition? They knew what our family was like when they got together, and while I'm all for respecting different cultures, I think there has to be some compromise on both sides. My brother is making it seem like I'm being stubborn, but I think I'm just trying to protect something that's important to us. So now tell me, am I the a-hole or not the a-hole? Top comments. Not the a-hole. It's absurd and entitled to think that a long-standing family event, which only happens once a year and when everyone gets to enjoy being together, should change 180 degrees for 10, 20 people who look forward to it and enjoy it, as is, for years, to accommodate one person. The math isn't matching. Your family compromised, it seems happily, last year to make her feel as welcome as possible. Yes, she should meet you halfway. Yes, she should accept and appreciate the individually made food and lowered music done all for her comfort. Anyone who thinks a family tradition should be utterly changed for handfuls of people to accommodate one new person is entitled, selfish, and disrespectful, and most concerning of all, not actually interested in developing a relationship with the group that will become her second family. I have friends and extended family who are halal, apologies if that should be capitalized, kosher, and even not religious things that affect their ability to eat or be around certain things, gluten-free, sensitive to sensory overload, etc. You can appreciate that people want you there by compromising, you can express how you want to be there by appreciating what they've done, or bringing your own food if you wish, or taking a break while there, or even choosing to sit this event out. But when that someone demands a complete overhaul, too many red flags to count. And they're not even married yet. Opie replies, I appreciate your perspective and completely agree that making changes for the sake of compromise is important, but it should definitely be a two-way street. We really did try last year to make adjustments so she'd feel welcome without completely losing what makes the holiday special for the rest of the family. It's not like we were unwilling to bend at all, it just felt like we'd already done quite a bit, and now they're asking us to go even further. It's tough because I want them to feel included, but asking everyone to change so much for one person, when we've all looked forward to this for years, feels unfair. It's a delicate balance, and I just wish there was a way to make everyone happy without it feeling like we're sacrificing our entire tradition. Not the a-hole. I kind of think of it in that they probably wouldn't serve pork and shellfish and alcohol for your family if they showed up to their house, and you would be expected to observe and respect their cultural traditions if you attended their family functions. You aren't asking her to participate in the things that are not cultural acceptable to her, you aren't excluding her either and made an effort to have things she can eat, and you weren't harassing her about not drinking, but she made it weird and awkward. I don't drink at all and never have, and am not really comfortable around people that do drink in excess and get all crazy, and so I just either avoid those situations or do my best to not be a stick in the mud when I attend but don't drink. She doesn't have to make it weird. If it's only one day, then it shouldn't be a big deal for her to not attend and for your brother to attend on his own. My husband doesn't go home with me for every family holiday because he gets overwhelmed with my huge family after being an only child, and it's not a big deal. You made an effort to include her, and so she can make an effort to be thankful for what you did do and not make everyone feel weird or just stay home for one day. Opie replies, if the roles were reversed, I'd definitely respect their cultural traditions if I attended something at their house, so it feels like that same respect should go both ways. We weren't asking her to do anything outside her comfort zone, and we genuinely tried to make sure she had food she could eat and space to be herself. It's just frustrating because we did make an effort, but instead of meeting us halfway, it felt like she wanted the entire event to change for her. I think if she could have been more relaxed about it, things wouldn't have felt so tense. I agree, if it's just one day, then it shouldn't be such a big deal for her to either join in with the accommodations we made or, like you said, choose to sit this one out. Not the a-hole, but I'm very surprised that she'd marry someone non-traditional like your brother or marry into your family if she really is that conservative. Usually Muslims that are more religious marry people like themselves so they won't be in these types of situations that make them feel uncomfortable. I wouldn't change anything about your events for one person. She can't force her beliefs onto the rest of your family. There are plenty of opportunities for her to enjoy her types of events with other Muslims or at the mosque if she wants. Your family should be allowed to enjoy your traditions. Also just curious about whether your brother drinks, eats pork, shellfish, etc., or has given all that up since he met her. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, make sure like, comment, share and subscribe the channel HB Reddit Stories.